Hi, it's Chris, and this is my review of today's reading of reading the Bible in a year chronologically. And today, it was all on 2 Kings and 2 Chronicles, all about Joash, King Joash, uh, the young king that was put into position at 7 years old, ruled for 40 some years, and he was saved by Jehoiada the high priest and kept safe and put into place to rule the people. And while he was ruling the people under Jehoiada's direction and guidance, they were prosperous and they did great things. But they had to wait for a time for Jehoiada. Jehoiada's dad was killed when he was a baby, and Athaliah killed everybody else that was from the family. But Jehoiada had kept Joash safe, and he became king at 7. And under Jehoiada's reforms, things went pretty good. But the thing that stuck out to me in this was that they did what was Joash did what was pleasing in the Lord's sight. It's interesting in 2 Chronicles chapter 24, it says throughout the lifetime of Jehoiada the priest, he did what was promising in the Lord's sight. But they did not destroy, or he did not destroy the pagan shrines, and the people still offered sacrifices and burnt offerings there. And that stuck out to me. That spoke to me and made me think, what are we doing? What are we doing? What pagan shrines or what shrine are we worshiping? Do we nonchalantly not even think about? What thing is it that we don't want to give up, or that we know or have read that we shouldn't be doing? What are we holding on to? Are we holding on to I don't know, hard work or exercise or sports or something like that? How about social media? Are you on this app too much? Are you reading too much or too much into the things like that? Is this a problem? Are we sacrificing at the altar of the pagan shrines? That stuck out to me. That convicted me. The other thing that got me was that they were rebuilding the temple of the Lord, and Joash gave orders for this to, yep, go ahead, go make this happen. And it didn't happen right away. And Joash said, what's going on? Let's do this. And they said, okay, yep, we're doing this. So they did it. They got going. And they took all the money. They got all the money. And this was in here. No accounting of this money was required from the construction supervisors because they were honest and trustworthy men. They had a reputation. How did people know that they were honest and trustworthy? How did they get to that point? Probably because they were they're good stewards of what they had. They took care of people. They were men of well renown that weren't greedy, that shared, that portrayed honesty. They just were honest and generous, and they had a good self accounting, and probably had a group of people around them to help hold them accountable. That's my guess on that. So I think that was an important thing to look at too. And then when Jehoiada died, that's the crux. That's the terrible part of it. When Jehoiada dies, and the leaders of Judah came and bowed before King Joash and persuaded him to listen to their advice, and they started worshiping Asherah poles and idols instead of the temple, instead of God at the temple. Obviously, we don't want to worship a temple or any building, but worship the God of the temple. So, and then we have the death of Jehu's in there too, which he was the king of Israel. Yeah. So, yeah, that's kind of the quick summary. God bless.